The family is gathering, but the house is in a mess. I wanted to feel calm and poised, but instead I feel distressed. I have to find a home for stuff, so I will try my best. Put it all in a cupboard and hope, cupboard and hope. Stuff it all in a cupboard and hope. Hello lovelies, I'm a bit later again, just the way today's gone. So it's Lesley, Not Quite Enough Vlogmas, Saturday the 17th of December. Hope you're all well. Thank you for all your messages. I know there are lots there that I haven't responded to yet, so apologies. I will be on it as soon as I can, but thank you. So since recording yesterday, put my Christmas trees up. So there's the thin one in the porch and the other one in the main room, and Christmas tree is pretty much all I do. I don't put lots of kind of ceiling decorations or anything like that. So they went up yesterday evening. It was all a bit of a rush job whilst dinner was cooking and all of that. But that's because the family were arriving today. Now, we didn't have as big a party as we'd hoped. We got a bit of poorliness, but hopefully that will all be sorted soon. And main thing on a crafting thought is the little coat I made fits. Yay! So it fits my great niece. There's a little bit room for growth. If anything, it's on the big side, that's fine. But yeah, they were very happy with it, so that's good. And we did drawing and colouring, and my middle sister is quite a talented artist, so she was drawing, you know, Santa and snowmen and Christmas trees and that, and great niece colouring it in. That's fine. They were happy. They were happy. Yeah, then we went out for lunch. I'm afraid from a podcast point of view, haven't been terribly good today because I haven't recorded much, so sorry for that. But sometimes you have to kind of live it, not witness it. So apologies, but I've lived it, not witnessed it today. So on to Advent, and I'm tearing the bag, which is very poor of me. I don't think I didn't get yesterday's Advent knitted up either, so I have a little catching up to do, but it's going to be a week like that, I think. It's a busy one. So we have 2 lots of yarn. We have some more of the sugarcane yarn, and I'm delighted to see that because we had it knitted up so prettily. And also I've got some yellow, I think that is cotton, I've just realised. I think it's actually 4-ply, because if it's what I think it is, it was for a design for a child's dress that I had published in a magazine quite some years ago. So I think that's what that is. What have I got? I seem to be missing something. Oh, there it is. So my task is to listen to Tonight We Fly, which is a song by Divine Comedy. It's a song that I want played at my funeral. Cheery. And I just love it. It makes me want to bounce up and down in happiness. And my memory is OU. This is the Open University, which people outside the UK may not be aware of, I'm not sure. But it was devised in the early 70s, and it's an academic institution. It is a university. It has degree powers, awarding powers. As you can see, it really helped my articulacy doing this. But I did a degree with the Open University. So for various reasons, I had left school at 17. I hadn't finished my A-levels, hadn't gone on to university at that point. And a few years later, decided that I would like to take a degree. I think I was kind of wanting to see if I could, you know, if I would have been able to do it. So the Open University is a combination of self-study, tutorials, which were kind of once a week, possibly even once a month with a tutor, and also they have summer schools, so kind of intensive week-long residential courses. And just an amazing thing to have done. I'm so glad I did it. It took me 7 years. You do modular courses, and the way that I built my degree, I did it over 7 years. It was at times very hard work. Certainly required a certain amount of discipline and dedication, which I didn't know I had, you know. so that was quite good. The main thing getting a degree taught me was how much I don't know. And I think I had sort of naively gone into this thinking, once I've got a degree, I'll be clever. I'll know stuff. And actually this taught me, I mean, it's a fairly obvious thing to work out really, but this taught me how much I don't know. And I was happy to embrace that, because I thought, well, I know more than I used to. And actually knowing, you know, we usually don't know what we don't know. And I still don't know what I don't know, because there's a whole world of information and experiences and people and music and food and life and sport and all of that I have no idea about. But studying and getting a sense of more out there than what I knew at that point. And also when you do study, yes, you learn about specific subjects. In my case, it was literature and history. So I did courses on 18th century European history, 20th century European history, 20th century literature, British cinema in the 50s and 60s, the Enlightenment, Shakespeare, and then the foundation course, that would be the 7. So, you know, there was a lot of stuff that I did learn about. But one of the important things you learn with any study is you learn how to study and you learn how to learn. And I'm not professing to be an expert on that, but you kind of learn the techniques of inquiry and just kind of the exploration of knowledge. Oh, I sound very pompous now, so I'm going to stop. But yes, getting my degree that way suited me, and I consider it one of the bigger achievements of my life, and I'm really glad I did it. So the Open University, a fine institution. There are those who get a bit sniffy about it, and I remember a guy I used to work with who knew nothing about anything, to be frank, but he seemed a bit, he hadn't gone to any academic institution beyond school, so he wasn't speaking with any knowledge, but he seemed to be a bit, oh, it's a correspondence course, not taking it seriously. And I did point out to him that they made Open University degrees easier before I started mine to bring them in line with conventional universities. So perhaps he should shut his pie hole. He and I didn't always get on. But yes, a fine institution, one I would recommend. Not the easiest thing. The people I found that struggled the most were those with young families. Because when you have to make the decision, do I do an essay this weekend or do I go to the park with my children? That's a really tough call. You know, I was lucky that I had a very supportive other half and didn't have young children to worry about. So, you know, for those in that situation, I absolutely take my hat off to them if they've got through their studies in that way, because it's tough anyway. It takes up a lot of time, it takes up a lot of energy, but when you're then dealing with guilt and those kind of decisions, I take my hat off to them. It's 5:20 as I'm recording this, so I'm about to get this all together and post it onto YouTube, and then I'm going to spend a couple of hours, or some time at least, working, because there's a lot of work to do, and that will be tomorrow as well, working. But I have today started blocking the last of the snowflakes. So I hope to start sewing them together. The pattern says to crochet them together. I'm going to have a look at it. I think I would rather sew them together. I've got a lot of long ends that I deliberately left for those seams, so I think I'm going to sew them unless there's a reason in the pattern that I can see for why it should be crocheted. But so I hope you're all having a good weekend wherever you are. I believe, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe we are in the start of Hanukkah. So if you're celebrating, I wish you joy in that. And whatever you're doing this weekend, take good care of yourselves. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.